But this is a bee cage that one of my bee colonies arrived in. And when it arrived, there was this can in it upside down that had syrup with little holes in it to feed the bees. The cage had about 12,000 worker bees. It was about 3.5 to 4 pounds of worker bees. And it had a queen in this cage, and there was a candy plug in here.
Wait, let me zoom in.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
There was a candy plug in here with a little cork, like a candy cork, and there were 3 or 4 there. When the bees arrived, there were about 12,000 of them in the cage. There were also some hangers-on that couldn't get in with the others, that were hanging on to the cage trying to get with the other bees. They got trapped outside of the cages. And the worker bees inside the cage were passing food to the ones that were stuck on the outside, mouth to mouth. It was really cool to watch. So anyway, when they came in the cage, the queen was stuck in between some frames in the hive with the candy cork so that the worker bees could release her. And to get them in the hive, it was a very cold day, but you hit the box so that they all hit the bottom, and then you just kind of shake them into the hive that they're going to live in. So I had 2 colonies of Italian bees. I ordered Italian bees because they're supposedly more tame and easier to work with. And they also take off and produce a lot of brood. Very quickly the numbers of bees start to grow. The queen starts to lay eggs a few days after she arrives, and the first worker bees hatch. And in the meantime, because I didn't realize I was going to end up with 2 colonies of bees, my husband had a valid concern that if I just purchased 1 colony or 1 packet of bees, that they wouldn't live. And he purchased something for me called a nook, or a nucleus. And that arrived about a month later, about mid-May. The nook of bees arrived, and that was from a local beekeeper from Connecticut, and their particular breed is called Carniolans, and they are also supposed to be quite tame, like Italian honeybees. They don't take off as quickly with raising brood, but one advantage of them is they are more cold resistant and tend to do better in northern climates. So now I have 3 colonies of bees that I'm trying to manage as a beginner beekeeper. I am also, I should mention, allergic to bees, and I've been criticized from some people,
like me,
for beekeeping, but I want to add that I have met a few beekeepers now, and I know of at least 2 other beekeepers I have met personally that are also allergic to bees. It does change the experience. I can't hold bees in my hands the way most beekeepers do. They're very, very tame, but I can't take the chance on getting stung like that. And I did have, what, are you zooming in on the bee cage?
Sure. I just wanted to...
I did have an incident in May where I didn't have a complete bee suit and thought I could get away with just some gloves and a veil, and I now take better precautions in that. I did have the bees get inside my glove and sting me, so now I take a little bit more precautions. So this is what I do before I go out to open up my hives. I keep in the refrigerator some epinephrine syringes that are already made up. And after that incident, instead of just leaving them up here in the refrigerator, I've taken to getting a piece of tape, and before I put on my bee suit, I tape it right to my shirt. I'm going to put a couple pieces of tape on there to reinforce it.
It's a needle thing.
Yep. Okay, you want to shut that off now and I'll go get my bee suit on?
Okay, that's a wrap, folks.